Hi everyone, I am not dead. So, where have I been for 2 years? Well, as it turns out, juggling work and school and family is actually pretty difficult. Uh, I've been busy with a lot of personal stuff and just frankly haven't had the time to post anything. Godot had a major update a while back, 4.0, and I haven't even had the chance to try that out either. I have been still using 3.5 to this day. I do still program a lot. It's pretty much all I do in my free time. I just haven't found the time or the motivation, to be honest, to post any new tutorials. Especially with the 4.0 update out, I simply haven't had the motivation to dive into it to start posting tutorials for it. And unfortunately, I don't think I will be posting any tutorials for it, at least in the near future. For the last year or so, I have been working on a personal project, though I've taken a lot of breaks, so it's really only a couple months of work, but it's at a state where I am pretty happy with it, and I genuinely find it fun to play. So I wanted to start sharing my progress on it here on the channel. Side note, it is still obviously very early in development, so everything here is subject to change, and a lot of the art is not 100% finalized. I am definitely no artist. That being said, I've had a lot of help with the art from my partner and my family, who have also been kind enough to playtest and provide feedback to help shape the game itself. In the game, you play as a sorcerer or a wizard. The game is a roguelike, or roguelite if you prefer. There is meta progression. I know a lot of people like to draw that line. The core gameplay loop is basically go out, kill people, collect materials and items, send those items to your stockpile, craft spells, rinse and repeat. It is room-based. There is no mini-map. I really liked the way Hades did it, where at the end of each level you just have different doors to go through and you could see the rewards that you would get and the difficulty. So that's something I plan on taking inspiration from in my own game. Like I said earlier, there is meta progression and upgrades that you can buy, but I feel like it's rather unique. This is the twist, because instead of straight upgrades like more health and damage, a lot of the progression of the game actually involves sending items back to your stockpile, which you can then use on the next run. It's a very item-heavy game, and I plan on expanding this to involve dozens and hopefully hundreds of different items. I don't think that that's something roguelike has really done before, at least not to my knowledge. A lot of the times it's you gather a currency or some kind of material, and then you can upgrade with that. Again, I do have meta progression upgrades where it's more damage or more health or more speed, just kind of basic stuff like that. But that's not the core of the game. I think the core of the game is this idea of taking these items, returning them to your stockpile, and then using them for the next run. A lot of roguelikes, kind of this core gameplay idea is this risk versus reward system. And in my game, that's how I see this, is you could get a really, really good item, and then it's, okay, do I want to use this right now and try and progress further, or do I want to try and send it back to my stockpile as soon as possible so I can use it in a later run when I'm more powerful? And that's how that is kind of done in my game. Now, the main mechanic of the game, besides all that meta progression stuff, is actually going to be the spell crafting system. In the game, you can collect these runes, and each of these runes applies a different property, and you can create spells with these runes. You can create a spell with a bunch of multi-shot runes that is basically like a shotgun. Not much damage, but a ton of projectiles. You can add fire and frozen runes to increase the chance of freezing an enemy in place or setting them on fire. You can add swiftness runes and size runes to manipulate the size of the spell or how fast it goes. And of course, I plan on adding so many more in the game. I have a lot of ideas swimming around in my head of how I can expand upon this spell crafting system and really create some really cool combinations. So I'm super excited for that. Additionally, with the materials that you gather and send back to your stockpile, not all of them are equipment-based, although most of them are right now, but a lot of them I plan on being materials that you'll use for various upgrades within the tower itself and crafting stuff like potions. And with these materials, that's how you also do the permanent upgrades for your character. I kind of like body horror stuff, and a big mechanic of the game is that you're a clone and you keep going out, and then when you die you go back to your clone vat and you're a fresh clone. And so I thought it'd be really cool if one of the things that you could collect from enemies are like muscle fibers and tendons and brains and stuff like that, and using these you could upgrade your clone vat. So like you're taking the stem cells or something. I don't know the science, I just thought it sounded cool. But you're taking these cells and you're upgrading future versions of yourself. You know, you're getting brain matter and you're upgrading your spell damage, or you're getting these human tendons and you're upgrading your limbs so you're a little quicker. I kind of like how that puts a little bit of a grim spin on the otherwise relatively cute aesthetic that I was kind of going for in the game. That's pretty much it. I know it's a short video. I don't have too much to talk about. Just kind of wanted to give an update because I know I've been gone for a long time now. For those of you that were really wanting some Godot 4 tutorials or updates to my current tutorials, I have to apologize for the length of time that it's been since I last posted, and also for the fact that going forward, unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to do those anymore. Again, at least not for a long while. I can't promise anything that might change. I might decide to throw a tutorial out there, but because I haven't had the chance to use and familiarize myself with Godot 4, unfortunately that is definitely on the backlog with everything else that I have going on right now. Now this is kind of a basic update slash devlog 0. I would like to start putting out devlogs for this game, hopefully every couple weeks, although I know realistically speaking there will probably be some lengthier gaps than that, and I hope you'll have patience with me. I do already have the next update for the game after this gameplay footage that I'm showing already finished, so that should mean the next devlog should come out fairly quick. I'd love to get it out within a week, but we'll see about that. Yeah, that's kind of all I have to show you guys and say. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and yeah, take care. That's all.